crush bones, loud screams, every weight, every style, one stream, different roads, same fire, same theme. Who's built for the storm when it's flooding in? Who's still standing at the bitter end? All colors, all corners in the same ring. One stage, one crown, and the king sing. Welcome to the game, where the strong rise up and the weak don't sing. It's a race to the end, can you feel that sting? Title on the line, and the hero must fall. Every rival collide in the wrestling ring. Who's the best, who's the greatest, let the battle begin. Only one still breathing when the lights go down.
What is up, everybody? We are live here for another CAW Summit. For those that don't know, Create a Wrestler here with the 2K universe. Now, at the same time, we're going to introduce some of you to a universe you may not know already exists, a place where a lot of us came from to get to the YouTube 2K universe. So we have 4 guests today. 2 will be together. We're going to talk about their companies. We're going to talk about how they're going to transition into the new game. We're going to play a little bit of Jeopardy again. So we got a Jeopardy game all lined up for you guys. No, the chat's not going to play along this time. Last time they played along. We got Solo Season, who's going to play one Atticus and Kelly and Lord Amadeus. They'll get to pick from some categories of wrestling lore. So I want to thank everyone for stopping in, popping in. We got Damien, we got Wally, we got Azrael, we got Tiffany, Matt Storm, some of our guests. We got Prime Time. Good to see everybody. If you're on the vertical live, you can pop on over here or vice versa. It's all good in the hood. But what we do is we want to just bring people on to, number one, talk about what they do, their company. So we'll talk about how they run their company, what differentiates their company from other places, stuff like that. And, you know, because we've talked about this a million times, the Efed world is a beautiful place. It's different. Each place is different. They run it their own way. We mold, we twist this game to whatever we want to make it. And we're going to bring on our guests here and talk about it and get right into what we're here to do. The summit, as you see, all these different companies are represented in the gathering, which is in conjunction with the summit, which we've brought together over 40 different Efeds, have them have a representative. So we're always promoting these other companies at the same time. I tried a little angle a couple of years ago to make my company 75 years in the future, because we were always getting this, you know, I'm on this company and I'm that champion, and I'm on this company and I hold all these titles and all these belts. And I was like, we got to find a way to kind of alleviate that, or get people to understand they're all different universes. You know what I mean? So, I didn't want to be a time traveling guy. I just wanted to be, you know, separate me from everyone else so we can have our own universes. But then it became more convoluted than I tried to get it. So LTD's back in 2026, but everything that happened over the last few years. In 2026 in my company, we've had apocalyptic, you know, happenings that have ruined half the planet. And we're trying to survive, and fighting is where we go to survive, to try to be the royalty of LTD. Jesse's in the house. Welcome in. All right. I just wanted to make sure we got enough people here. Now that we have our crowd, we want to first look back and thank some of our other guests. We had TZ Twitch, Ben from GPW, Odds Cornet, and Riley Wolf in the first summit. We had Kyle Young, Totes, Jiggles, and Fusion in the second summit. We had Triple Beat, Mordrin, Vince McSham, Count Zraithnock, little good versus evil type stuff there. And so we're gonna talk about, we've talked about all their philosophies on how they approach this Efed stuff, and everyone has their own. We got our guest for today, and next week we're going to kind of open it up. I got a couple people that are going to come on that's new, but anybody can come back. It's just a free for all, just the entire 2K26 conversation next weekend for the final gathering. For the final summit. So we got our first guest. I've labeled him the Wild Wild West of Efedding, and that's what I mean. A guy who wants to bend and break and stretch every rule. He's got into the AI stuff, like we talked to Totes last week, where now we're creating our own cut scenes. Now we're making our own storylines even more, and we're not limited to just the game. So, and he is someone who streams, through the computer, so he can kind of manipulate a little bit more and bring himself on, show you. Like I stream straight from the PlayStation. We all stream differently. So solo season has different planets you can be aligned with. The interaction is what I really want to focus on. He even has up to a point where if you are a certain champion, you can put out decrees. You basically run the universe. You can tell him what obviously he could probably veto some ridiculous stuff, but in a sense, you're the champion, and I really like that's unique. That's what separates solo from other people. It's wild, it's wacky, it's crazy. We talked about Twitch and all the other people that get really into commentary. Solo's into his commentary 100%. He wants to give you that feel that you're watching, that you're at a wrestling show, that you're watching wrestling on TV, and it's in a new form. And he's done a great job. Once I found him and Totes, a year or so ago, a little bit more than that, we brought in like a huge crop of, talent that really upped the game here in LTD. And really, we went a step further into fine tuning our wrestlers. They call it master crafting your character, which is getting in there and making sure the moves make sense. Sure they set up your finisher and your signature. Make sure if you're a big guy, you're not doing 360 flippity doodads all the time. So it's like they want to make it realistic, and Solo's great at trying to make it realistic too. Yeah, the Wild Wild West, they do everything out there, with the politics and stuff that we don't do. They're all for it. They love it. They bring it on. That's part of their shtick, and that's what I love about it is they have their niche. He's found it. He knows where his pulse is on the community, and he wants to just keep expanding it. Totes mentioned it when we had Totes on. They have something cooking between the two. Not like a lot of other companies that we've seen people work together or do dual shows or storylines. This is something even better. So when they're cooking it up, we got Vince McSham in the chat. Welcome in. He was part of the show in the past, and so was Tony Lee Williams. Great to see you guys in here. So without further ado, to give us a little more detail on what he's doing, one and only season, everybody. From the SSU, right to me and you. That rhymed. I'm not a rapper. Stealing right from my man. He's been on here before, so this isn't anything new. What we got to talk about might be a little bit new. So let's bring him on and discuss what's going down in the SSU. Ladies and gentlemen, solo season in the building. What's happening?
I am so excited. The chills are going down my spine. It's big, I am feeling like this is the next level of entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were talking about setting standards the whole time. That's all you kept saying the whole time, Blaze. You were like, he did this and I did this. Though that's called setting standards. You know what I mean? And so I'm very happy happy to be here with, in my opinion, the man that set the standard for what an E-Federation could be, right? Not what should be. I'm not going to talk about that now. We'll talk about that later. But I feel like there is, again, I know you don't like the term, the Mount Rushmore term I like to give out there, but I think there's an effort that you put into it that creates a stability within your Efed that taught me a lesson, and I hope other people learn it too. So
that was kind of my approach. I sat back for a year and watched what everybody was doing before I started. I studied the game first, which obviously should help, and I wanted to set a precedent. That's kind of what I wanted to watch for a while and see how everyone reacted, how people were running their shows. This is back in 2017, so we're talking 8 years ago. I was just observing, like, yeah, I want to do this, but I want to make sure I come in with, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna be weird and wacky. Right. That's just my personality, but I want it to be a business.
You wanted to do it right. And so me, that's where I'm not gonna ramble. I tend to ramble. I apologize. I get excited on here.
We all do.
But for me, you call this the Wild Wild West, which I did. I always accepted that moniker. And just to kind of lead into what we're talking about with 2K26. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not accepting that moniker anymore because my platform, like you said about my belt, is about giving the armchair quarterback the ball. Oh, you say you can do it better? You say you could do it better? Okay, prove you can do it better. And 90% of the people, you know it, Blaze, that have touched my belt have crumbled under the comments, under the pressure of the comments. So I just want to say, you know, I'm not trying to correct the record, because you were right in saying we are the wild, wild west, in the sense where I allow a lot of pretty vitriol stuff. But that's the chat. You know, that's you guys. That's you guys. You guys make me who I am. And all I try to do is keep the standard that LTD set, in my opinion, right? I would never want to disrespect like with the NWA, the National Wrestling National Wrestling Alliance, right? You got those guys who created one champion that set the standard, like, you know, and we don't really have that. But I'm just a big I'm gonna say it, you know, I'm not afraid to be controversial, but I'm also not afraid to give credit where credit's due and call it out and say LTD, in my opinion, set the standard. No one else is doing call summits like this. It's insane.
Yeah, and that's I wanted to do more. And it's not a knock on anybody. And I've said this a million times, and I wouldn't be doing something like this if I just thought I was the shit and didn't care about anybody else.
Right.
If there's no community, there's no me. And I mean, I learned so much from bringing people together. And I think there was a couple people that told me I couldn't do it, that it wouldn't work, and it kind of lit a fire under my ass. Like, oh yeah, you know, you can't bring together. You understand that Efed people that run Efeds are egotistical. They're not going to come together and work together.
Blaze, don't even bring that up right now, because you're going to trigger me. You're going to trigger me. I'm going to go full Paul Heyman on these guys.
Hey, sometimes you have to be, because you want to project that wrestling mentality. Like, I'm the Vince McMahon, I'm the Eric Bischoff, I'm the guy, you know.
I've got a list right here. Okay. I have written it down. I have got the list. I know you've got, and this again was because of you and the proof in the pudding, where you have file cabinets worth of information.
We stay very organized. Try to.
And the fact is, you got more information on people than a psychologist probably does on them. So the idea of it being that you care about them more than they care about themselves sometimes can be frustrating. And I see qualities in people like, I don't care, I'm gonna call it out. I see qualities like people like Miguel, people like Brooklyn Joker, people like Atticus, and all of them. Like, I see it, but then sometimes I feel like, you know, where's the love? Like, there's no, you know, if it's just one person, and you know it, Blaze, when it's just one person doing it, it's not going to work. You need a community behind you. And so if it's just you, and let's just say, you know, over with Totes and TCW, he's got Digital Dogs, who's a very loyal fan to that show. And it's him and Totes, but no one else is really behind him, right? You got to give him love. Anyone who's ever typed Rewatch Gang in the chat.
Yeah, no.
Digital Dog.
He started that trend,
Yeah, and so, you know, I'm just throwing it out there. Everybody calls me a little, you know, I give credit where credit's due, and I do cut promos on people straight up.
That's
CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy is kind of, I don't remember if you remember that.
Yeah.
CM Punk was talking about his drug use, and it kind of got a little rough, right? Listen,
well, controversy creates cash, you know, and any publicity is good publicity. Like, all those sayings are there. Like, if you draw attention to you any way you can, that's one way. And what I wanted to do with what you were talking about is I wanted to show these people that they're more than just a character. Like, I wanted to create a community. So how can you create a community just by like, all right, here's 10 people's characters, and let's let them be their characters. I wanted to find out about the human being behind that too. And then when we have issues or we have something that comes up, I know how to deal with it with certain people differently than others, because I know maybe this person has a mental disability.
And you know what you did though too is you have the tools to do it. You have the boyoyoing. You have the mental capacity to create characters within a character to get someone else going, in a storyline where it's like, oh, you know, you got something going on. Well, here's an acid match, man. You know, burn away your troubles. You come up with great catchphrases in the moment. And that's a talent. That's a skill. And that's what, in my opinion, you offer. And I've always said it, you, in my opinion, could be the one that gets on Access TV or gets picked up by Netflix, right? hundreds of thousand people watching Blaze, I think could be entertained by you.
People didn't realize like how important an entrance is, or entrance music, or the introduction, or the commentary. Like all that stuff is so important. Like everyone thinks, oh, sure, I can press that button on a PlayStation and go live and just let my universe play out. It's easy to do that, but then the entertainment part has to come in.
I'm not gonna pick on. I'm not gonna say no names. Not because listen. I watched someone's show today. I do a lot of watching today. It was a Iron Man Hell in a Cell match. I ain't gonna say nothing. It was 1-3. Dude did a butterfly pile driver through the cage. Dude fell through. He got the pin. Did the second one. Got a third. Here, you hear how excited I am? And then the commentators were not even more excited than the AI commentary that they had on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Which again, I'm not picking on nobody. I'm just telling it how I feel, because as a fan, I'm a fan of this. That's all I am. I'm a super fan. If I go to wrestling shows, like I have a bunch of wrestling memorabilia behind me, and I'm a grown ass man going to shows yelling at referees.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm paying my $20 to these guys that are traveling over the U.S., putting on a theater for us. So when you disrespect the art, or like you said, just kind of go on there and press play, that's like you stepping in the ring with me and lackluster, or like, again, bringing up Jeff Hardy in the Sting fight, right? Where Jeff Hardy was drunk in the ring and I'm Sting. You hear me? Don't you disrespect me. Don't you do that. So it's like, I want people who set a standard like you. If I'm going to be called anything, I'm going to be called the standard keeper, period. I'm just going after people that I feel like, what are you doing that for? What are you doing it for? You just going live? You know what you should be doing? You should be taking all this effort to be recording your character that made you famous on LTD or on TCW or SSU or wherever your show is. You just went in. I'm about to go off on a tangent. I'm sorry. But that just becomes a moment for me where the community, like you said, they don't come together as much as they should. We aren't as big as Call of Duty streamers. We're not as big as all the other streamers, because no one else, like, it'd be crazy. It's like, if you got 20,000 people in the chat, right? No, let's just be real. If you were doing a Call of Duty stream and you got your first 10 people, 15 people, and then the 10 of those people are talking about I'm better than you and I can do this and go start their own stream, but they want to come back and get in and listen. Shout out to, I'm calling them out. Shout out to the homeboy Kid Gigi. Love you to death, bro. Yeah. But some people are fucking pirates, man. I don't mean to cuss, but it pisses me off. And I call it how it is. Think of people like, oh, he's mean. He's not. Don't lie. Stop lying.
We know the passion. We don't misinterpret.
And I apologize.
Passion
I try to just again say how I feel, because I'm trying to protect everyone, and everyone knows that. We all know what happened with Temple, and the fact that you have a community that can accommodate, even though everyone. I'm not even going to touch on it, but it becomes a moment where I'm very happy that that's called business.
Yeah, you
can go into McDonald's and Burger King, and Burger King's not gonna be like, "Did you just go into fucking McDonald's? Did you go into fucking McDonald's?" And again,
I got you. And that turned into let's raid another show when I'm done and go over there and share the love, and let's
beautiful
people. I mean, there's so many Efeds out there, they're gonna overlap. But when you talk about the standard, it's not just how I do it, it's the mentality behind it, is what he's trying to say. Like, I'm not out here telling people how to run their shows, but if mine sets an example, like, oh, I'd like to do a little bit of this or a little bit of that, then so be it. I'm a humble person who is blessed with a gift to be able to entertain you guys, and I want you guys to accept that. And we're turning this 2K game into a role-playing game, into an RPG. So you got to have an imagination. You got to be creative.
And also too, I'm sorry, but the standard, I think the word we're looking for is honesty.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, no, because 2 years ago you weren't that. And you like, and with you, I love it because you'll call it out. You'll say, okay, I wrote this down here as like,
that's fine.
I wrote all this down. I was like, let me stay on track with the guy. You would do things where, like, if someone wanted, and again, don't anyone get me mad at, or, I'm just being honest. If someone wanted to be a boy and then wanted to be a girl, right? And then they really only did that to avoid a controversy, right? Oh, don't pick on me, I'm a girl, right? That's fine, do that. But then they didn't get the result they want and wanted to go back. You're the type of person, again, that is so humble and so accommodating that you will allow that transition to happen multiple times just to, again, create the atmosphere that is LTD, right? And that's why I go there. I go there to hear nothing but happy, good vibes and enjoy my time. I don't even have to watch it. That's why I love the fact that you call it LTD radio, because I can have it in my pocket.
That was the idea. I wasn't supposed to be my face and me. When you watch a wrestling show, it's about the commentary. Tony Schiavone's not coming on there and telling you how to run your life. He's painting the picture for you
Shout
on
out
what's
to Barnes,
going on.
man. Thank you.
And that's what we do. We paint the picture for what the game's giving us. We paint the picture for what the chat is saying, because that's part of the game too. So is there anything else you want to throw in about the SSU right now? I know.
Man, we can move on to the next, because again, the last thing I would like to say is just respect the grind. If you had I had another little quote here. I wanted to make sure that I got my point across with like war veterans, right? There's a reason why stolen valor is a disgusting thing.
True.
Right. There's a reason why when you do see an actual military veteran, you know that the U.S. military set a standard, right, that is to be respected. And so when you see someone that has met that standard, you show the due process respect. And the only reason the military is respected, and again, thank you for your service, is because you kick ass, bro. You understand me? You're afraid of that military dude because he's afraid he's about to hop out the wheelchair and bayonet you. Okay? It becomes a problem when men don't do men things. And when women, I love women in the chat because they always stand up for themselves and they're very articulate in this domain. So I have nothing bad to say about the women in the CAW realm. Nothing bad. They've been sassy. They fight back. They talk their shit.
Great personalities. Great personalities.
You know what I'm saying? They got and it's all a gimmick and it all looks good. Guys, sometimes, man, they come in there as like hot dogs with no bun, talking like they got the whole fixings. And so that's the last thing I'll say is like, guys, you can call us the Wild Wild West, but I again want everyone to understand that I truly my true passion is just holding the standard that I have come accustomed to from people that I respect. LTD,
mad respect.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well said. Of course, we're going to bring Solo back in a little bit and play a little game with him and the guests. We'll play a little wrestling Jeopardy, and then we'll get into 2K26 talk where we'll get a little more into what Solo has cooked and everything. So we're going to go right into our next guest, and we have two together. Crushing Kelly, Black Moon Wrestling Federation. Always fun with a great cast of characters over there. And Atticus Black as well. Running Chaos Regional now. They run in conjunction. They're together on the stream as well as in the Efed world. It's a great story for the two people behind. And what they bring to the table with their two unique companies, and they intertwine them together as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on our second guest to talk a little about their Efed experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Atticus.
Love you too, Cal.
Kelly Black. We love you too, Atticus. What's up?
Hey!
Hello!
Oh my gosh. Of course, Cal with his 2 cents, that ain't much running off at the mouth. I'm used to it.
So, Atticus and Kelly, great to have you guys on the show. Kelly was on last year. I figured I'd bring Atticus on this time, and then I was like, I'll bring them both on and let them explain a little bit about what they're doing. They said it's probably not going to take long just explaining their stuff. They want to get to the game and the 2K talk, so whoever wants to go first, Kelly, ladies first, I guess, if you want to tell us a little bit about BMWF for those who don't know.
Okay, quick preamble on that. just like Blaze, as well as many other people already know, as far as my dealings with the CAW community, with the character community, Facebook game, point and click, Wrestler Unstoppable. That's where I got the majority of my role play, promo, company owner, GM, creative experience before I went into the digital part. And Blaze's LTD was part of how I got first introduced into all of this. So, with my experience in company owning, company I have, Blood Moon Wrestling Federation. It's, as shown in many of my shows, supernaturally based, but I don't base everything on the supernatural realm. It's a lot of the building, as far as the arenas, the titles, is an creative emulation from my character development. Because as far as character development, a demon lycan, celestial witch. So bringing in the supernatural stuff as far as the presentation with the titles, with the arenas, to get that vibe for everybody watching or on my roster. So it's not just a bunch of supernatural characters on my roster. I have those who don't even have that as their character development.
Sort of a mixed bag.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it. You have the niche of having the supernatural aspect in it, but that's not the whole story. Like it's regular fighting, but has that little extra kick to it with the supernatural stuff. Now, Atticus. Now, as far as Chaos Regional, what's the similarities, differences, connection, and your philosophy at the same time?
Honestly, for my company, it's a bit like Kelly's, sort of a mixed bag. We have inciting storylines as well as separate ones that sort of cross together with each other. We've been working with other companies such as Dragonheart, Gregory Blakely's NWA, AJ Cool Kid, Cyberspace Federation as well. So, and like Kelly said, it's more or less just trying to find a balance between the supernatural characters and the ones who just want to go in, kick some ass, tell a story and all that. And for both of our companies, I'm going to go more in like a technical standpoint rather than a creative standpoint. The way they've been working lately is we do a win-loss record system for the tag division, the trios division, the singles division. Basically, we also have a challenge match chat where people can get in matches, call out opponents, do promos and all that. And the more wins you get, basically, the more opportunity you get. The more you speak up in the chats, the more you get booked and all that, which is sort of what we're trying to lean into going into 26 is a more storyline participation-based type of setting, sort of like you're doing with LTD in a way. Mm-hmm. But what me and Kelly have been doing is like we have like a small GM chat with like AJ, Miss U-Taker, a few others who like sit down, go through story plans and everything.
Because they have characters on our roster, so when it comes to these big storylines, it helps to have that behind the scenes such a thing like you do with many of your stories, Blaze, in order to balance everything and nothing's presented wrong.
So yeah, like LTD, I'm trying to go towards a more loyalty is currency type of feel. You want to be booked how you think your character should be booked. Speak up with your character and hit me up in DMs, give me ideas on how to best book your characters and all that. So.
And this, and I'm not to call Atticus out, but when he first came into this industry and started, he was all over the place. He didn't know where he fit in, what he wanted to do, how his character wanted to be. And I mean, the evolution, Kelly, I knew a little more about Kelly from like, she has the WU background and knew a bunch of people came right in and just, did her thing. But I think just the evolution of both of you guys in what you've done, like say 5 years ago compared to now, has just like you're so honed in on what you want now. Like it seems like
I was a piece of work 5 years ago when
I'm sure Kelly will tell us about how Atticus was back.
Basically how he started out. who's the biggest and baddest in the CAW community, who's the top of the heap.
Oh, I came into this community and went directly after the U-takers and
and
got my
Nightwalkers.
ass chewed out for it.
Yeah, even right after
You're
you were
not
after the
funny.
family. But I mean, it's a great story too that you guys met and actually are a real couple now and stuff too. So I'm just to break the fourth wall down a little bit. There's a reason why these two are, if for those that don't know, are in the same chat together. I mean, we figured it out with Mordred and Tiny last week, and I mean, I always joke because we'll run more of the family storylines, the relationship storylines. I don't really get into that much, so I joke around and say, I don't care who you're banging. You know, I don't care who you're putting your thing in, you know, so I joke about that. But there's a lot of companies that really use the relationship storylines and that stuff very well. It's a soap opera. Wrestling has been a soap opera on and off. So I like that there are companies. I don't focus as much on that as I do. I want to be the gladiator comp, you know, only the fighting part. But that part, and it doesn't take anything away from it. I love that. I just didn't want to do it because I knew other people could do it better than I could when it comes to the relationships and the family trees and making sure you guys know this is the daughter of that person's the daughter. I always go back to Susie when she did her shows and she would do her introductions when people were coming down. This is, you know, so-and-so U-taker, the daughter of the sister of the cousin of the brother of the sister of the next door neighbor's, you know, cousin. She knew it all. Like, I love that stuff. It's not totally, I would never be able to remember it to do it well. But that's another thing that these guys do very well is bring in that soap opera type feel. And it's not just, you know, people flying around casting spells on each other in a match, but in the story, they can use the supernatural aspect a little more. And I mean, let's be real. We're in a Dungeons and Dragons type of fantasy adventure world. So it works really well. Like these two will get you into that feel. Do either of you guys have any plans or things you can reveal now about without going too far into the 26 talk, which we will, about your companies in 26? Like when will you switch over?
In 26, it's definitely helpful with the extra 100 roster slots.
No, I just mean like we'll talk about that in a little bit. I just want to mean like do you guys have plans? When are you planning on moving over? Are you waiting a couple months? Are you right now, or you know what's your plans on transition?
Mine and Kelly's move over date is at the beginning or more of middle of May. That's kind of what we're aiming for, but that all depends on like who's all ready, what's all available, and all that stuff.
Yeah, because if we have to use like showcase my rise stuff because of our roster members we're bringing in, because we've also ventured into other parts of the actual regular CAW community outside the DWS, and we have companies we're in, like with the Facebook Messenger,
CSWA, a few other companies and stuff that
might end up being more involved
and getting more involved in the stuff. So
I love it. I mean, and you guys have known being in the community in the DWS how every year we try to reach out and find other communities and delve into them as well. It's not like we're trying to be this closed out community and we're holier than now, we're better than everybody. No, just what he's talking about now is what a bunch of us do now. We go out and we find different communities, we delve into that, we reach into this little group of feds and that little group of feds and this, and I love it. So we'll bring you guys back and talk about the 2K26 thing in a little bit, and a little bit of Jeopardy. So check out Kelly and Atticus, and we'll be right back with more with them. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add before we moved on?
Nope.
All right. These are great guys. We're going to move right into the next one. We're going to bring him on, the Lord of Saturday Night.
Stepping out the ring and onto the mic. Fold them locks, throwing chains on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cake smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hand thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I'll rule tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to talk about the other moniker he goes by. It is Lord Amadeus. Welcome in.
What's up, Blaze? Good to talk to you tonight. What are we doing? What's going on
Well,
here?
I missed you last October.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
So,
A lot of people missed a lot
No.
in that month. But anyways, how are you doing?
I'm good. For those that don't know, we absorbed a little storyline that you had over in Wrestler Unstoppable with the Maestro, and we brought him in each October for a crazy little storyline. It's funny because Solo has a character on his channel called the Lord too, which is a different Lord. This is not the same Lord. But Amadeus has been around with LTD. I mean, I remember him from being in RAWF and WU. And for those that don't know, we're going to talk a little bit about outside of the 2K universe and talk about Wrestler Unstoppable, which is where, like Kelly mentioned, a lot of us found YouTube and 2K through Wrestler Unstoppable. Like I remember, what was his name? Eaton Beaver, I think is his name, or Chasing something Beaver, something kind of Beaver.
Something to Beaver.
Yeah, something Beaver.
Beaver.
And I saw him and a couple other people I saw doing like their entrances with the 2K game while I was in Unstoppable. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's pretty cool. And then when you go over to YouTube, you can fall into the rabbit hole. So I fell into the rabbit hole of these entrances. People were just doing their entrances for the WU game. And next thing you know, I'm finding these guys doing commentary in universe mode. And I'm like, that's kind of Efed, but that's a whole new level. And this is back in 2017 when a lot of people started transferring over. Now, Wrestler Unstoppable was based off of Facebook, where you would go in and you'd get your own character, you'd create it, you'd give it gear, you'd give it moves, but you could actually pay money to get other moves and get other things. And like it was a literal role-playing game. But the difference is you don't have 2K playing the game. You would sit there and see your character and your opponent and pick the next move. So you have control over your move set and your moves. Maybe not as much on the creative suite side because they don't have the ability to have like a ton of creation, but there was a lot where you can get really unique looks. So your look, and it was all message board based. If for those that don't know, where you can set up a different scene and people can react to it. And, it's like the message board Efed world on crack. And it was wonderful. Like I fell into, following all these different little rabbit holes, this company, that company, and how they ran it. I learned so much from WU that I brought into, like me and Solo were talking about, bringing, organization into here. And with, Lord knows, pun intended, LA knows, you got to be organized when you're dealing with this many people in a company like that. I mean, like in W2, you got all these tournaments going on and this event and that event. And, this person's helping run in this category and this person's running this division and helping that division. So there's so much structure to it. And WU had all this structure, and the Efed world on YouTube had no structure. It was just, hey, I'm live. Look at that slam, and look, he won. Yippee, next match. So I wanted to bring these two worlds together, and I've always wanted people to be able to visualize what WU is. And, I mean, you go back through the list of names that I've had. I think I still have this here. Yeah, and there's so many. Razor, John the Revelator, I could go through here and I'll probably half of these names were in WU or came from W. Bone Dog. There's so many. Like there's literally over 100, I would say, out of these names that are either born there, come over. Great Red Dragon, Lord Amadeus. I mean,
Hobo
so many.
Ezekiel. Yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of people on there that have been at least given WU a try, if not a longtime staple of WU.
And my take, which I was kind of wrong, I found out, very tribal. Whenever we would do YouTube and people come over and be like, no, we don't talk about W. The tribalism was like right there. I was like, wait a minute, WU and YouTube should work together. These are two wrestling games. Like there's over thousands. I don't know how many people were logged into WU, but I would say hundreds to thousands of wrestling fans that love video games. Like the correlation should have been there. So I'm like, cool. I'll be posting my links in W. And a lot of people, there was a little tension between the two types.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah. I could see why for the most part. But at the same time, you got to move forward.
It's a different way. It's a different way of doing it. I had probably a dozen people that came over from W, and then they would get in my DMs and be like, I can't do this. I have no control over the moves. I want to be able to do the moves. I want to play the game, not just watch it. I said, I get it. I totally get it. So if this isn't for you, don't sit here and waste my time. We can still be friends, move on. Like I've had that hard conversation with a lot of people because they're so used to having the control. But
yeah, like I could have been yeah, I could understand that, and I'm sitting there. Last night I had a match against somebody. Who was my match against? Was it last night or the night before?
I'm 52 years old. I can't
All,
remember that.
all I know is Yeti screwed me.
Yeah,
As the
Yeti
referee.
was the ref. Yeah,
I blame Yeti. Okay, but at any rate,
and that was the fun part of it because people know each other a little bit in these parts. I was like, if I bring back special guest ref, I know who can put him with and make it even more fun. And then if you lose, you can blame it on the ref if it's a special guest ref, stuff like that. I've said you got to get used to losing in the Efed world in YouTube, but it's even harder in W because you're actually picking the moves.
You actually have some control, yes.
Yeah.
Although, most people will complain because there's fails,
Yeah.
It is what it is. You're never going to be happy 100% of the time.
No computer game is perfect. I always said it, and I've been into computers for a long time. I always said when people come in and complained about their PC or their cell phone and stuff, I was like, hey, electronics computers are not perfect, and we should be happy they're not. Because if they are, we're in big trouble. So LA does a bunch of huge events every year. He's got annual events. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about Immortal or the Xanther tournament real quick. Xanther thing, a lot of people, I've mentioned this before because Xanther is a memorial character like we do with Shmoo and others. And Shifty has talked about him. He has the Xanthrax Slam. And you guys, such a great thing that you have for a fallen friend in this game, and it just proves this is the people are more than just their characters. So if you just want to elaborate a little bit on these upcoming events here.
Well, Immortal, it's our 13th annual Immortal here in RAWF. It's our version of WrestleMania. So it's our biggest show, and every year we do have the Xanther tournament. Plus, we announce our RAWF Hall of Fame members, and so that's 2 weeks from tonight, 2 weeks from today. That Immortal 13 will kick off. And yes, the 12th annual Xanther the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament will kick off that night. We are taking, for those of you in WU that want to come over and join the tournament, I'm sure you know what to do. Some of you may already still be sitting in RAWF. I know of a certain Steel City Superman that's been sitting on our roster now for several years. But at any rate,
hey, I'm a former Saturday Night champion.
Yes, you are, and a former national champion.
Yes.
So you have some history there. But yeah, so Immortal 13, 2 weeks from tonight, and so if you want to be a part of the Xanther tournament this year. For those of you who have been in WU before, you know what to do.
The Xanther tournament's really big, man. It's kind of like we do our gathering, and I bring people in. Like people will donate tons of stuff towards this tournament, and it's such a great thing to honor someone at the same time.
250 million coins, 10,000 wrestler bucks, a couple of companies, and a lot of artwork were donated this year for this year's Xanther. So. Not bad for a game that was down for 3 months this year.
Yeah, that's a community event. That's something that that right in my wheelhouse. Something that I really admire you guys for doing and how you do it, and the tradition that you guys have built over there. Now you're gonna pull me up. So.
What? Huh? Oh, how'd that ugly ass get on there? I'm sorry. Yes, anyway, Blaze McCoy, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the actual game for those who don't know. And
yes.
LA, I don't know if there's like a link that you could, once you leave or once we're done, that you could put in the chat to where people that maybe want to join could just click to join, or I don't know.
Right now, so as I've mentioned to you earlier, they are trying right now to get away from Facebook.
Yes.
And try to separate, but there's a lot of work to do, but they plan on having that done soon.
Okay.
You can try. Let me get to the chat here. put it in the chat for everybody.
Yeah, so some of the things you can do here, like you said, I mean, you have a message box where you're getting messages from the other people. You have stable USL, which I loved, which is like Stable War. You have a bunch of stables. There it is.
Mhm.
So you guys in the chat, if you want to check that out, if you were, you want to get back into it, or you never played the game and you want to give it a shot, check it out. I mean, it's also very addictive too. It's something once you get into it and involved, you can get really engulfed into that world.
And if for some reason you can't find yourself, if like Blaze, you can't currently get back in the game, I'm going to try to get you back in.
Yeah, there was a bunch of issues with the game. You guys were down for a couple months.
Yeah. Yes. Well, what happened is they were so connected to Facebook, and Facebook is basically you can't contact a real person through Facebook anymore.
Yeah,
you can't contact. There's no almost
robots.
It's basically AI that runs Facebook.
Yeah.
And so what happened was there was something happened. They had to get access to an AI. I can't explain it all, but all I know is that for 3 months we couldn't get into the game. It went down.
Well, the future now to separate is something that I know even back 8 years ago when I was doing it and playing that people would talk about. We wish we could separate from Facebook. We could do more. We could do this. We could do that. I always wanted something like a conglomerate of what we do on YouTube compared to that. Like, I know that's a huge, program to where you would actually literally play the game like a 2K, pressing, not, picking the move, and you'd see them fight. I know there was like a 3D version of the game for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I mean, it's more of still an RPG, guys, where there's character upon character, upon groups, upon different federations that run differently, and you have all these different tabs where you can go to your fights, and you go to your your messages, and you have like a news feed where he's showing now where people post links and they advertise for their stuff. I mean, they're literally, Judgment gave me a company. There literally was an LTD company there. He had, I got a company, I'll give it to you. And I was like,
it might still be there.
Yeah. So I was ready to bring it over, but that's when everyone was real weird about it. I was like, you know what? I'll keep it separate for now. And if I ever wanted to do it, maybe I would. Because the idea was to have some matches in the W form.
Yeah.
Where they got a little more control.
I actually think that company still there. But at any rate, but as I said, it was down for a while, but they've made some improvements. They hired a new dev there, developer, that's been working on certain things, and that person's also working on getting the game away from Facebook. But they've done a few minor changes that have been really awesome. For those of you who always hated how we did training partners, that has totally changed now. You no longer have to do it through Facebook. You can actually click on what, if you have an empty training partner spot, you can click on that training partner spot and just ask certain people, hey, does anyone need a training partner, and that someone will reply to you in game on the feed, hey, I could do it, or message you, and you can add them as your training partner. There's no longer having to go send them a Facebook request, friend them on Facebook, if stuff like that. You now can just directly get your training partners. And if you saw my screen, I'd show you. I've got like some people, Raven, Paragon, and Cougs are all my training partners, and they weren't until just recently.
Well, I wanted to give like being able to pick them and stuff is huge, because I remember that was frustrating back in the day, because people were like, I'd really want these guys. They're in my stable, or they're in my chat, they're in my group. I want them to be my training partners and stuff. But the thing that I really loved about W is the additional things that people did. All the radio shows, all the call-ins, and all the additional stuff that you guys would put in, like after hours every Saturday night on YouTube. Now you guys can check it out, and LA's link is in the description of this show. But I do want to give a big shout out to Griffith Davian, L Vacant. Griffith Davian was in the company before. He plays characters as well on After Hours. Maeve O'Hare, we knew her as Minerva back in the day, but Maeve, big part of the show now too. Paragon's always on there. Redneck Avenger and Cougar, as you mentioned, some familiar names you guys might know that are on After Hours. So it's just an extension. It's a different version of what we do here, but it has a lot of similarities and also a lot of differences.
And for those of you who remember old school Wrestler Unstoppable Radio done on Blog Talk Radio, Blog Talk shut down over a year ago, and we've had to switch to this site called Riverside. And it's actually, in a lot of ways, it's a lot better than Blog Talk. It's got a few things I wish Blog Talk, or wish that it had that Blog But at any rate, I mean, I can actually play videos now. You actually see,
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
make those YouTube videos are all, generated. I'll make it at Riverside. People will come in and talk, listen. Then I'll post them on YouTube afterwards. Although last night there was an issue, so there was no show, or the show isn't posted on YouTube this week. But at any rate, so yeah,
Yeah.
we're having some fun over here. And those of you who I know there's some of you who haven't been in WU for a while. Stop. You should just at least peek in, and say
Yeah.
hi, if nothing else.
There's really big changes that are going on. It makes it more attractive. So people that might have been sour on it before, give it another shot because things are changing. Things are getting better.
The store itself there's so many more items in the store, and they've changed. For those of you who were in WU, you had to basically there were company T-shirts, but you had to do a lot of things to get that shirt. Now you pay a little bit of money and you get your logo on the shirt. I mean, if you can see my avatar there, I got the RAWF logo on my
Nice.
T-shirt.
Yes,
So
that's nice. I love that uniqueness and individuality is good, and I dig it. Yeah, kicker. That's Chance Harper or Shino Malice or whatever you want to call him. Pain in my ass.
Where's that? Who? What?
Kicker wanted to know who Grinder Gang was.
Oh,
it's Chance.
Ah.
And I want to give, I said with full transparency, he's the one that unlocked. And it's funny, LA just mentioned paying money for something. Us 2K people are starting to realize that realism in the game as well. And we're going to transition into that after this. We're going to be right back and we're going to do a quick little game show and a little bit of Jeopardy. Stay tuned. I think I got it right. Let's see. Hey, close enough. All right. So I found this website, which, here, let me save this, has nice little pre-made Jeopardy things for wrestling. So I figured, why not play a little game? Because, I love being Mr. Game Show. So let's share the screen and play a little Jeopardy. And we're gonna start it out ladies first and give Kelly the first pick in the middle. Then we'll go to LA, and then we brought Solo on first, so we'll save the best for last. Solo will be third. So Kelly and Atticus pick a category. And chat, please, if you want to help the person, put the answer in. But if you don't want to help the person, don't put the answer in the damn chat. So Kelly, you are first to pick category and number.
Okay. I'm going AEW for 400.
All right. First match in AEW history was a casino battle royal at Double or Nothing 2019. Who won? Ooh. Some of these are real easy. Some of these are more difficult. Like the first game we played, they were so easy. It was like, who uses the rock bottom? All right. You got a phone of friends helping you.
Not sure if I can answer for her because you.
Yeah, it's both of you. You guys are a team.
Adam Page.
Who'd you say? Adam Page?
Hangman Adam Page.
Yes, sir. You got it.
You remember certain things better than I do. Oh God, I want AEW.
Yeah, I could be a host to a game like this, but if I played, I would suck. My memory is ass cheeks. I can't remember shit. All right, so team 2 got that right. 400 for you guys, and we're not gonna keep going. We're just gonna move on. You get one right, you move on. So LA, you're up.
Oh hell, I'll take Royal Rumble for 1,000, Alex.
Big time. What year did the 40-man Royal Rumble happen? That's supposed to be a question mark, I'm sure.
I think
the 40. That was in like Saudi Arabia or something, wasn't it? Did they do that? The greatest.
Well, that was the greatest Royal Rumble, and that was 50.
No, that was the 41. That's
well,
the one. I think that's the one they're talking about.
I think it's 2011.
Okay, his guess is 2011. You got it.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
the
it right.
one Del Rio.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. That was 140, and the biggest was 50.
That was good for 1,000. Holy cannolis. All right. We're going to come back to Solo. Unmute.
Okay, good. I didn't know if I was supposed to
No,
be
you're good.
talking or not because
No.
I was like
You
trying to
can,
cover
sure.
my mouth. I was like, wait a minute, cowboy, and I was like, wait, can they
Now
hear
I
me?
definitely need you to talk. Pick a category and a number, my friend.
Here we go, brother. Let me try and keep up with the big man. I'm pretty competitive. Let me get WrestleMania for 1,000.
What is the most fans to be at WrestleMania?
That's going to be 101,673.
So he's going with D as the answer.
D.
He likes the D.
Absolutely.
There you go. He got it.
I even believe that was, man, the one when CM Punk came back is the one when they set the record. I can't remember, but anyway, someone.
All right. So you got 1,000. Keeping up.
Thank
All
you.
right. Atticus and Kelly.
Let's go in for 1,000.
Oh, we're going baller now. What is the first ever match on AEW?
Dynamite! Let's go. Let's go. I'm with it.
It's JJ. Dynamite. First ever match. That's a tough one because you know it's going to be a basic match when they start out a show.
Cody versus Sammy Guevara.
All right. Cody versus Sammy. Did you Google
Wow.
it?
Someone turn the camera on right now.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I do remember that is a little more famous than just a basic match because I do remember that now that you say
I'm glad they picked that one though.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I was thinking, who's man?
I had trouble figuring out
To
the
be
answer.
honest, I
LA.
wasn't sure if it was Sammy Guevara, but I knew it involved Cody.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna do. I found a couple other ones, but I saw this one with AEW. I was like, let's throw a monkey wrench in there and see if there's any weird questions. LA, you are on the board.
Whew, all right. IC championship history for 1,000.
Everyone's going for the G's now. What three superstars were the IC champions on our day of birth? What three superstars
On our day of birth? Or their day of birth?
That is a whack question.
Yeah, I'm thinking on their day. They won the IC title on their birthday.
Oh,
we're the
good
IC
Lord.
champions.
Boy, that's a tough
day
of birth.
I'll just take a shot at this because I doubt I can get this. I'll say,
Man, take a second and think, Amadeus. Hold on now. Come on now. I don't see it.
Any three. There's no way he's
Man, hold on.
Throw him out there, LA. Three names.
I'll go with the guy who's won the IC title the most is Chris Jericho.
Okay.
I'll say The Miz and I'll say Dolph Ziggler.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Not even one.
What?
What's Austin, Dakota, and Tanner? They're on their son's birthday.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna give them that.
That's interesting. It's like
That's just we got all these easier questions, and that's the toughest question I think I've ever seen. Well,
Absolutely.
well, there you go, LA. You got screwed on that one. But
Yeah, I did.
we'll see. We still got more time here. It goes back to Solo. He's gonna take the last 1,000, aren't you?
No, I can't. I'm not. Whatever the hell that was, I don't need none of that. Let's keep the gravy train rolling, and let's go with finishers for 600.
All right, playing
Bob.
it safe. What is Austin Theory's finisher? That's a little
Oh man, he
That's a little tricky. I don't know if they want
hold on,
the
the high,
nickname.
yeah, the high side or something. Oh my god, Austin is one of my hated. What am I gonna learn his move for? Uptown, downtown, fuck Jesus.
That's a long ass finisher right there.
Yeah, that's my
Uptown,
dude,
downtown,
man. Yeah. Oh man, I'm
That's
so
That's a tough one.
upset with myself right now.
He's drawing a blank.
Come on, I know it has to do with the Atlanta thing. Oh man, I'm not gonna remember that, man. God, downtown. I'm just gonna say
So
downtown.
close.
ATL. That's right, downtown ATL. Damn, man, I'm so stupid.
That's all right.
I'm thinking of where it is.
That was
It's
not an easy one,
downtown.
'cause
I'm so dumb. Oh my god.
You got to be specific too.
Damn.
So
I'm nervous.
that was close. It's all that.
I might be nervous.
It's on fun. All right, Kelly and Atticus. It's technically Kelly or whoever wants to pick. Either one of you.
Okay. Let's go WWE finishers 1,000.
Ooh, she's going for it. What is Justin Gabriel's finisher? I know this. I just don't know the name of it. Chat, shut the fuck up.
I know, right?
I know it was a 450 splash. I just can't remember if he had a name for it.
You know, side trivia question.
10
I used to call the Luthez Dead Prez something different because the first time I saw the movie was on Japanese wrestling. So I was like, Luthez. That's how I said it during my
I
stream.
don't think they ever gave it a name.
All right, so you're going with the 450.
Yeah.
450. Oh, damn, that's smart.
Wow.
You got it. It is. He didn't have a nickname for it.
Never gave a nickname to a trick question.
All right.
Damn.
That goes back to LA.
WrestleMania for 800.
Let's go, big
Who
man.
has the most L's at WrestleMania? Great question. That's a good one. These are
I know this one. Too.
shits we had.
I'm gonna go with the Miz.
The Miz, someone who's been here a lot.
I'm sorry.
It's Triple H.
Oh,
The man who's put more people over
True.
than anybody.
True. All right, back
Him
to
and
Solo.
Shawn Michaels. Let's go with AEW for 800.
Name 3 TNT champions. Now
Oh,
this is
Man,
Come
that's
on,
not fair.
man.
They all got Japanese names.
TNT.
TNT, I know from AEW. Let me see. Oh my
So they're just asking for the TV champions,
just the straight TV champions from
which
AEW.
is their TNT. Yeah.
Yep, their TNT title.
Well, I got to look it up because there might be more of them. This is from 2025. So I did find one that was a little more closer. All right, name 3 of them.
All right, so we're gonna be looking at.
I got the list up in case there's more.
Okay, good. Yeah. Thank you. Let's go with TV title. Definitely was held by Cody because he didn't want to do the big belt. Let's go and say that it was held by. Oh, God, am I gonna say Swerve? Did Swerve hold it at some time? Let's say Cody, Swerve, and another TNT. Who does that stupid thing? Oh God.
I would.
Oh man. No, just pick the Japanese dude. Tanahashi. And Tanahashi.
So Cody, you did get.
Yeah. Oh, Brody Lee, Power Hobbs, Luchasaurus had it.
That's
Why didn't
right,
I pick
yeah.
Samoa Joe?
Samoa Joe,
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
All right,
Okay.
that was tough.
Somebody bury me.
That one was not easy. All right, Atticus
Gary.
and Kelly. Atticus and Kelly.
Royal Rumble 800.
That's all I remember.
Who
Cody
has
had
the
it.
most Royal Rumble eliminations in a single match? The most eliminations in one
It
match.
used to be Kane. I know that record got broken though.
But who broke it? I think I know, but I'm not.
I think so too. I'm not
Chat,
sure.
shut your mouth.
me too.
I know. Ban them. Ban them.
Roman?
This is super easy. Roman, maybe? No, I don't. I mean, I think it's
Brock. That's what
Yeah, I was gonna say.
13. I think he had.
Yep.
13.
Ron? Yeah.
All
Lesnar.
right.
Brock
Roman's a good guess
Lesnar.
too. I mean,
It was, yeah. Roman. I mean, yeah.
look, everyone in the chat was saying Roman. So,
Can't trust them. Can't trust the chat.
You know, that
Can't
goes
trust
back
the
to
chat.
LA. Yeah, the chat could be trying to troll you guys too at the same time.
Let's go to my Bane. I'll try IC Championship history again for
Let's
800.
go.
I gotta.
Who is the? I guess that's supposed to be first ever IC champ. This was in
What?
the.
That's Pat Patterson. If
Yeah.
it says first ever.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is beautiful wrestling
So,
knowledge.
800 there. We had that question in a different one, a little differently worded. I think it was correctly worded. All right, so LA got that one. Back to Solo.
800 finishers. I've got to catch up.
Here we go. What WWE superstar does the bull hammer elbow?
Is that no? What did he call it?
Ooh.
The bull hammer? No, that's the one to the back of the head. The bionic elbows to the top of the head.
Yeah, I don't-
The bull hammer to the back was man, who threw that ugly elbow? Damn, that That's that Scottish gentleman. Oh God. Oh my God, my memory is so shot. I apologize, everybody out there who's like, I'm rooting for him.
Chance says the correct answer is test for every question.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go. No, man. Oh, man, because my mind just keeps bringing up Will Ospreay's highlights in my head. You know what I mean?
Shit.
That stupid elbow to the back of the head. But the bullhammer elbow, he used to put him down and hit him in the back of the head. Took him off the shoulders, hit him in the back of the head. Man, I'm so bad with this.
Sorry, Joker. I just banned Joker by.
Let's just put test. Let's put test. Test.
He says
No.
it. He says the name.
I can't remember his name.
You were on
man.
to it. Bad News Barrett.
Bad News Barrett. Bad News. I remember he used to do it.
Yep. I was deleting comments left and right trying to save that.
No, I'm not looking. I'm
right,
trying
good,
to be
okay,
legitimate about it. You know, I'm here.
No,
you
yeah,
know,
if you
here
guys
to-
don't look at the chat, that'd be nice. All right, Atticus
No,
and Kelly, we got a game here.
I should look at my
We're
chat.
going AEW 800.
600. That's
600.
Oh, that's I thought I was. I'm sorry. I was
Wow, who has the
Carrying
best,
cross. It's
who has
all
the
wrong.
best record in AW history? I didn't know they still kept record. Who has the best
You
record?
mean like their win-loss record thing?
Yeah, yeah. No, like a vinyl record.
Oh yeah. Well, I have no idea.
That definitely goes to Edge. Then
Yeah.
definitely gets the best vinyl.
Not Swerve.
No, Swerve is
Who
awesome.
has the best record, win-loss record? I know who, I guess.
Man, it's gotta be. I
Either
think I know.
Swerve,
that.
Moxley, or Cody. No, Cody didn't really win all that
Mm-mm.
much.
No.
Nope.
Yeah,
Oh, shut up, Jordan. What am I doing? Like I'm trying to help him. What am I doing? I hope you fail.
What's your answer?
Moxley, I guess. I don't know.
That's who I was going to say. That's who I would say.
Can I guess? I was gonna say Cody.
Oh, that's right. She was
Oh,
undefeated.
No way. Is Jade undefeated?
She was undefeated for like a year and a half.
And then just left. Like
I
You're-
forgot all about that. I wasn't thinking about
Wow.
girls.
these are some good trick questions.
All right,
Those are
LA.
some tricky questions.
Royal Rumble for 600.
Who won the 1999 Royal Rumble right before the end of the world? 99 Rumble. Turn of the century. It's right before WCW got bought out.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh,
man.
Man won
That's
it.
a good one though. That's
Totally
right. That's
forgot about that. All right, so
man. You know, I got to get a win on this. Let me get WrestleMania 200, please.
yeah, he's got to turn a bit. What
the
was
ball
the
rolling.
main event of WrestleMania 39 Night 2? I don't remember
Hold
which one that was. So 40 was Philly, since a year
Hold
before
on.
Philly.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm phoning a friend. Hold on.
He's like, I was there.
Hold on. I have WrestleMania 20. Oh, I have
39.
29. Oh, sorry. 29. I was going to be like,
39.
hold on. Yeah. All right. So WrestleMania 39,
Main
right
event
before Philly. God, man, this is when I was like really into AEW, so I wasn't going to pay the
I think I know who it is.
main event. WrestleMania.
I'm thinking about
night
the stories
31.
that were going on around that time. Hey,
Then
Ken.
let's go with in Philly. Let's go with in Philly.
No, this is the year before Philly. I think Philly was 40.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna go. Was 39? Was that Cody and Roman?
So who won? Well,
Who
what was the
is-
main? What's the main event? There it is. Cody and Roman. You
Yeah, it
got
was
it.
Cody and Roman. Yeah,
You got
yeah,
it. You
was
got
Cody
it.
and
It's a good one. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
Because
was
they
thinking
did it
Roman.
like 3 times, though. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? They
it
were
was-
like
the
"Wow."
bloodline ruled at
Yeah.
WWE for how many years?
That was very solo season esque.
Yeah, Kelly and Atticus.
Let's go.
Up by
Let's clear up
600.
AEW 200.
All right. Who's the first AEW World Champion?
Chris Jericho.
There you go.
Oh man.
So 2 more. You got 2,600 is the target here, and well, there's plenty of room to catch up for both of you guys. LA.
Yeah.
WrestleMania for 600.
Who was the Undertaker's first WrestleMania opponent? Wow.
That would be Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Damn,
Oh,
got that. Yeah.
look at LA.
Great match
He's
too.
right back in it now. I love
Great
Snuka.
man.
I don't care about personal stuff. I love
Yeah. Separate the
That's
man
what-
from the
that's what
talent. Let me
made me-
get.
He's the one who made me love wrestling. I wanted to jump off my bed with my hands like this. You know.
So in a Tarzan outfit.
Yeah, in my Spider-Man underoos. Spider-Man underoos to be exact.
Let me get I'm a good IC guy, man. Let me get 400 IC championship.
Who has the longest Intercontinental title run?
God, that
depends on when this was made too. What part
the
of
greatest
2025?
Intercontinental? God, was that oh wait, hold on. Honky Tonk Man was it, but then no.
Pretty sure this one was made last year, so it could be current.
Okay, give me it was made last year, so let me get if it's current, then we know it's Gunta. If not, then it's Honky Tonk 50. Yeah, Honky Tonk. Okay.
I think
I gave that to him.
Yeah, I'm giving it to him too because
I guess both right. You know what I'm saying?
It could have been in the beginning of the year so we don't know when in the year.
I appreciate your honesty, everybody.
He does deserve it. I agree.
You can't take me, man. Listen, I
mean, considering that was the answer for over 20 years.
Yeah. Kelly and Atticus.
IC Championship history 600.
Kofi Kingston beat Chris Jericho for this IC title at Night of Champions 2008. Who helped him win?
Beat Chris Jericho.
I know. I mean, I can guess. It might be tougher than you think, though. Kofi beat Chris Jericho. Who helped him win? That was Kofi Mania.
Oh, trick question.
No, that's Intercontinental, not World title.
No, Kofi Mania is like.
Yeah, that's World. I was thinking of World title. This is Intercontinental.
I think.
But who helped him?
I have no idea.
50. It is Gunther now. Kelly, you want to make a stab?
Shawn Michaels?
Wow!
Hey, I was gonna say. Yeah.
How about a stab?
He made a comeback.
She got it right.
Wow.
That man just clinched it too.
I think it did.
Right.
I remember that too because then
800. There's 800 right here. All right, LA.
Edge.
Royal Rumble for 400.
What 2 years did Cena win the Rumble? See, I would never be
Jesus.
good with years. I would never get years. There's people in this community that are savant with stuff like that. I can't regurgitate stuff like that.
Man.
My hat goes off to people that remember shit like that.
I'm gonna have to take a stab at it, I guess.
Yep. Give me 2 years. Well, he's wrestled a lot of years too.
I'm gonna say.
I know, right? I know.
I'm gonna say 2012 and 2013.
2013, you got right.
I got it right here. I pulled it out. I wasn't gonna say
Do I get 300 points for getting a half win?
No, because if I hit,
I'm gonna send them the DVD. Is what we're gonna do.
Something.
All right, so that was LA. So back to Solo.
Yes, go. Well, I would like to go for the top 400 WrestleMania, sir.
Yeah, you're playing spoiler now. Who did Shawn Michaels defend the IC title? Oh, you get multiple choice.
Beautiful.
Vader, Savage, Tatanka, or Crush.
Who did Shawn Michaels defend the IC title against in WrestleMania?
I know what my guess would be, but I don't know.
Oh, that's where that's where Vader blew it. No, they didn't do that in WrestleMania, did he?
I don't know.
Him and Randy didn't really get busy like that. Lofa. Oh my god, my dog going crazy. I'm gonna go with A. Oh my god, I'm so ridiculous. Hold on.
Tatanka. All right, Kelly and Atticus.
WWE finishers 400.
Come here. What are you doing? You having a good time?
800 for LA would need to get.
Nah, they've won, but that's all right.
Yeah, you could still get it if they get this wrong. What is CM Punk's?
You were saying?
There's two options for this. It's the GTS, which is probably what it is, or if you want to go for a submission, it's Anaconda Vice.
Yeah. So which one you going with?
Go to sleep.
Yeah, you got it. And that'll clinch it. That'll clinch it for Kelly and Atticus. All right, so let's see what the LA, you want to pick one real quick?
Royal Rumble.
What superstar has the longest time spent in a Royal Rumble match, not counting the greatest?
Ooh.
Longest time.
I'm going to say Edge.
Gunther.
Oh, Gunther. That's right. He broke
I
the
would have
record.
said Andre just for shits and giggles. Let's just go through the last two since Solo's gone. Let's go finishers first. Kofi Kingston's finisher. Anybody?
Trouble in Paradise.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Trouble in Paradise.
And
That's
what WWE superstar has the most Intercontinental Championship titles? Or title wins? Would that be like defenses?
right? Would that? Yeah. That's,
Or would that be
Fine.
how? I think they're talking about the most reigns. Who's held the title the most?
Well, I mentioned the answer earlier. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
Jericho.
Yeah. Jericho it is. That was good. So Kelly and Atticus.
oh man, I'm done.
He's mad about it. That was fun. I think we're going to wish you, LA, you well in it.
I blame Yeti.
Oh. That.
All right, guys. Thanks for everyone for having me tonight.
Hold on.
Yes, bitch. Ooh, this my song. I'm about to do it for the Yeti, bitch.
For the
You better
Yeti.
fuck that
Oh, God.
shit.
For the Yeti. Oh God, she gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Oh God, she gon' buzz it for the Yeti. Now do it for the Yeti. Do it for the Yeti.
Why? I lost sound after that. So night, everybody.
And then what are you talking about? We do it for the Yeti.
Oh.
That's why.
Okay. Blaze was talking, but he was just moving his lips.
Because he was doing it for the Yeti.
Because I'm muted. Because I came back and I was muted. Son of a bitch. I said LA final words before we take off.
Final words, ladies and gentlemen. The Xanther the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament happens 2 weeks from tonight. If you've been in Wrestler Unstoppable or want to join Wrestler Unstoppable, hit us up. We even have a WU Discord now. If you want an invite to that, I'll hook you up with a link in the chat.
Yeah, definitely check out. Big thanks to LA for coming on just to give a different idea of something other than what we do here on a regular basis. So I do thank LA. We're going to come back and do some 2K26 conversation. So we'll be right back after this.
I'm really excited to watch his show.
Commercial.
Too. Like I am.
Peace.
Midnight Hobo presents Real Hobos of Genius.
Real hobos of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Perverted Trenchcoat Flasher Guy.
Mr. Perverted Trenchcoat Flasher Guy.
With your dark sunglasses, fedora hat, and hairy legs sticking out of the bottom of your trench coat, nobody could ever know what you were about to do.
How you doing?
On the lookout for hot, sexy women that you could never bed in real life, or maybe some kinky stuff with that old granny sitting at the bus stop. You don't discriminate.
You can look, but you can't touch.
The pressure is on. It's time to perform as you jump in front of those unsuspecting ladies and rip open your trench coat.
I was in the pool. I swear to God, it's bigger when it's warm.
So here's to you, Mr. Perverted Trenchcoat Flasher Guy. Until you came along, never had someone done so much with so little.
Mr. Perverted Trenchcoat Flasher Guy.
Midnight Hobo, Chernobyl Bottling Company, Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
What a perv. Wish I thought of that. Intercourse.
Gotta love it. Gotta love Shifty and the Great Red Dragon. Definitely check out WU Wrestler Unstoppable. If you want a little more control over your character's wins and, the video game part doesn't really matter to you, go over there. It's still a game and you can compete. And there's a lot of people that, get really into it with their move sets. They know what move to use next. They can help work to hurt more damage. You got all these different, attributes. It's so much like what we do, but in a whole different level. You got, hit points you can put in different categories for your characters. It's all customizable, just like what we do, man. It's a blast. So, just to talk a little bit about here, the summit. We've gone, hold on a minute. I'm trying to remember which layout it was. Fuck it. This will work. we had Twitch and we had Ben from GPW, Odds Cornet from Creation Professional Wrestling, and Riley Wolf, who we saw in the chat earlier there, in our first summit. So you guys check out Odds, what he's doing. Riley bringing back Jackpot Wrestling using the casino aspect. Twitch with a great show earlier today. We brought on Totes, Kyle Young, and Jiggles Infusion. So we got a little bit of UK action here. We got Kyle Young, Second City Soldier, Fusion and Jiggles with Beyond Your Soul Wrestling, and Totes McGoats with TCW. We brought on Triple Beat Mordrin McSham and Mordrin. So Mordrin, Eternity, Vince McSham, One Nation Network, Counts Wraithnock, our Gifted Gab champion right now. And then today we had Solo Atticus, Kelly, and Amadeus. So check out Solo Season. His link is in the description of this show. Make sure you guys check him out. Crushing Kelly and BMWF, CRW and Atticus, and Lord Amadeus with WU. Every Saturday night they do their show on YouTube to kind of sum up what is going on in their different divisions and everything. Next Sunday, we're going to have an open forum. We're going to bring on people like Beast, who's really young and just starting out with his Efed. He's caught on really good. I mean, I normally don't let kids that are under 18 play on my show, but he's earned it. He does a great job. Him and Brandon Bones, MVWF as well, might stop by. Tiny from Hell's Gate, Monstar, who's been doing a lot of the AI stuff too. Really good stuff. Monstar's been cooking up. Plus those 4 other people that were on here before. Anybody can join next week and talk 2K26. I'm getting really into, the creation part now. I'm doing my title belts, and we got a lot of workarounds. You got to find ways to make your belt look nice this year because it fucks up when you mix things up. But the summit, we're bringing all these companies together. Yeah, Riley, if you want to come back and jump on, you can. UK action is the madness. We love our UK friends. Oh, a little bit of shameless plug. Stable War 19 is right around the corner. As soon as we're done with the gathering, I'm going to do one more event on 2K25 for LTD. That's Stable War. It's a world tour. We're going to go from Dominion, which is in Africa, where we'll have matches there. We'll take a cruise liner up to Europe, where we'll have matches in Europe. The Extreme Empire will take a submarine. We'll have a show in a submarine. I've done arenas for all 5 of these extra. Well, we're not going to tell everybody where we got the jet airliner and the aircraft carrier and everything from. It's Radio Rex's millionaire friend or whatever. So we will take a submarine to the Americas. From the Americas, we'll take a jet plane to New Australia. We'll then ride a blimp. Everyone's worried about the blimp because those don't end well. A blimp up to Asia for the final, and then on an aircraft carrier. So we'll have shows on each of the continents, and then we'll also have shows on the cruise liner. I'm trying to make arenas that look like it's underground. It's in a submarine. It's real dingy. We're on an aircraft carrier where it's outdoors. You can see the sky, stuff like that. So we're going to be real creative with Stable War. One step further. I swear it was this one. We now have teams. Oh, I didn't upload the fucking teams. Hold on. I thought I uploaded the teams. Here, let me bring the teams up so we can at least look at them real quick. I thought I uploaded the teams on here. I just finished this today because we had some things to move around. But before we get to 2K, here are your teams for Stable War 19. I was going to split it and have it in two different events, but now we're going to do one event. We have Anarchy and Chaos, who are our former champions of the last Stable War. We got the Battle Squad. We got Big Chirp Energy, which is a bunch of, mostly people who didn't have a team, but they're sponsored. Totes, McGoats, and the Bounty Hunters teaming up with the Cowboys from Hell for their stable. Chosen Family won the Gifted Gab group. Can they win the Stable War? They're joined by Cassie, Madam Red, some Red Lounge members like Vipero, Jester, Turmoil, Jesse. The MAD, all the Madness Asylum disciples are together. Sunshine, I don't like having my characters in these things, so I might take Sunshine out and give someone else an opportunity. The Rebellion, a lot of the newcomers teaming up with Count Z and Clinton are world tag champs. Clinton, our world champion. Yeah. SJ Ray's got her own stable. That's right, Riley. And the Scavengers, who won a stable war in the past, too, with conjunction with another stable, J-Dog and J-Vulture. This will start. You'll try to collect the letters, D-E-A-T-H. So this is like the game of Risk also. If you've played the game of Risk, it's world domination. So there will be an event on each continent. The winners of each continent will gather a letter. As long as your team got one of those letters, you're in the finals. We'll just have each other fight each other until one team has collected all 5 letters. The D in Dominion, the E in Empire, the A in the Asylum, T in the Tag Team Territory, and H in the Hardcore Habitat. So that is our Stable War event coming up. I thought I put that in the thing here. So we're going to talk about 2K26. I'm going to come back to these slides, but once I bring on the 2 guests, and we're going to discuss, what they've encountered so far, what they're looking forward to, what they've used, what they don't use. The universe mode stuff, I've discussed it ad nauseum. The creation suite stuff, I know Solo has a list of some of the stuff he wants to discuss. We'll come back to this list. Oh, there it is. I put it 2 spaces in the wrong spot. Our DLCs, which we have to grind for now. We know it sucks, but it is what it is. Those are your DLCs. And then we've these are some of the belts that I've already created. Maybe still do a little bit of touch-up work on some of them, but it's a challenge to make them look really good this year. It's a little bit more of a challenge. You got to kind of finagle with some of the settings. But I have half of my titles done. I got another half to do. So I'll be doing maybe a creation stream tomorrow for more title belts and arenas. And you can get your big BBL on, too. How about it? Everybody wants the big BBL. Waiting to see who puts that big dupo on their wrestler. And you can do 6-7. How about that? They even got the taunt. We're slowly turning into Fortnite, people. So you can get the world taunt where AJ does 6-7. How about it? We're turning into Fortnite with these emotes and stuff. So we had patch 103. See if you guys notice a trend. Patch 103. See if you notice a trend. Patch 104. See if you notice a trend. Patch 105. There's like nothing. It's like they're getting less and less and less. So they patched a lot. Then they patched a good bit. Then they patched a few things. They made sure we couldn't, cheat the grind and stuff. This one still worries me. This still worries me, people. Can I get it where it shows it real big? There we go. This show contains a custom arena. Using custom arenas can cause unexpected gameplay results and or lighting conditions. Tell me they're not just saying, use a custom arena. It might fuck up and we're not going to fix it. That's my worry. I don't know. Jakai is in the house. What is happening? Yeah, there's still some people who can't get into community creations. There's still some people that can't get into the uploader. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of BBLs out there. BBLs for everyone. So we're going to bring on the guests and talk about this stuff here in a second. So I did my first look. The first day it was open. I streamed like crazy, just messing with characters and watching matches. We did universe mode tests where we went into universe mode, picked our avatars, and let them play out, see how the cutscenes work. To me, it doesn't work for what I do. I'm not going to use it. But I'll still use it. We went island shopping, bought some nice hats, some masks, some hairstyles that you guys might want. I still got over 100,000 VC, so if you have something you want for your character that's on the island, let me know. I'll go buy it. And then I'll shove Radio Rex off a damn cliff on that. Get to the chopper. So I'll be doing more creation streams. I'll be doing one for Blaze, one for Sunshine, where I create those characters and show you how I create from scratch. More match testing is coming down the line where we're going to test out the ladder matches, the Hell in a Cell. Totes and Solo, I've been watching you guys close because sliders. That's the next thing. We're going to be looking for AI sliders for this game, for AI versus AI. I know Kenny Baum and a bunch of other people always put theirs out. I haven't seen any yet, but we're still working it out. So I know it might take a little more time before permanent AI versus AI sliders is what we want to use for the general populace. But I know Solo will even go through if you want, Japanese style sliders, you want this type of style sliders, you want, a rumble style sliders. Like he really gets in tune with it. And we got some new sliders this year too that maybe will affect some things. We'll check it out. So we're going to talk a little about this 2K26 stuff as a whole. Where's my slide I want to discuss first? So let's bring on Solo and Kelly and Atticus. And we'll start with Solo. I know he's itching to talk about it.
Itching. Like a hemorrhoid on a steel chair.
So things that either came back, got brought back, or new. So out of this list, I've been asking everybody, pick a couple that, you want to focus on that are important to you, ones that might not mean nothing. So this is your time. Let us know. What were you looking forward to? What are you using this list that really triggers you, Solo, for your universe?
Triggers me as I'm going down the list. Am I picking one, two, or
any? Whatever. Just discuss ones that affect you the most, or ones.
The most for me is moveset sequences, but that is already something we have in 2K25. Yeah. So that's a 2K25 discussion. Like, unless they've done anything to enhance it.
Yeah, they have. So number one, you can pick the frequency. Last year, this year, you can now pick a specific sequence.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
so you can tell them a spot.
You can make your own basic AI sequence of how you want.
Oh, that's really good.
So I normally say signature one sometimes sets up finisher one. So mine it's a fireman's carry cutter. I call it the burner. So he'll set that up, give you the cutter, and then he'll go right into that little stance, ready for the hook, line, and sinker. You know what I mean? So we had that connection. Now I can specifically say I wanted to do this clothesline, then this elbow, and then the finisher.
Right. Okay. So now it's funny because Master Crafting has another layer. Yes. So now what you talked about, moveset sequences essentially are them understanding that I don't know who are they. They have to be listening to us, boys. Somebody I don't care who it is. If it's Atticus, if it's you, I don't give a damn. Somebody in the AI versus AI community needs to get an invite to these conventions.
Not me, because I don't play. It wouldn't be me, because they would want something that could actually use the joystick. I don't know how to use it.
Oh no, I'd shut it down. I'd be like, everybody move, move. I'm doing
creations.
I need this for 6 hours. I need.
What about the match type, Solo? You think? Okay. I know you don't go deep into like the blood and stuff. Yours is the technical parts of the fighting, like the actual sequences. But will you think you'll ever use like a 3 stages or an Inferno dumpster?
Absolutely, I will when the time calls for it. I can't. Driven. Very storyline driven. If it doesn't make sense, if someone's really, because you said it earlier about having AI cutscenes now, we can now do the whole like Swerve's mom's house gets caught on fire thing, and we can now make the match make sense.
Yep.
Do I think I am very happy that they added those little things to the game? Yes, I don't want to go crazy on it. I think that with those mechanics that they have now, I think that there's going to be, especially with the realism of what we do, the technique of, like you said, making it a rumble match or making it a Japanese hard style match. I love the fact that this year I have Andrew Dubbs, which I think everybody can relate to. He's a bit of a goofball, but I have his character doing 3 just off rip 3 Okada drop kicks, and that's his thing. So I think I love it. And if he can do that and someone goes into a dumpster, it's even better.
The one thing I have heard already is the moveset sequences. All right, say if you have a 5-move sequence that you set, I think you can do up to like 3 of them or something on each CAW. You can go in and set these 3 sequences. So the one thing I've seen, and I haven't noticed this as much, but other people are noticing that, like, whatever that's like, say that first move is a ripcord lariat. It's that like the characters are searching for that lariat. Like they keep trying to get that lariat because they want to get to the sequence. So it's good, but also at the same time, I don't know if we might be able to, and that you're the slider guy. We got to be able to balance that where it doesn't continue to go towards the sequence all the time. Like it'll go towards other moves.
I've delved into the moveset sequence stuff myself because I like to do all my characters, give them each custom movesets from scratch.
So do you see them fishing for the moveset sequence when they're fighting now, like trying to get into that moveset sequence? Or because that's what I'm afraid of. I like that they do it, but if they can.
No, I haven't. It's been
Okay.
pretty balanced for the most part. I will say when making the sequences, it is pretty straightforward for the most part. It'll basically highlight whatever move in red. Like if you do build a sequence and then a move doesn't work with it, it'll highlight that move in red for you. So, hey, this doesn't work here. So,
I'm trying to shut up.
Like
I am trying to shut up.
Coach was all over with Solo. When we
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. So when we were
that.
watching the stream on Totes and watching you do your stream, and you brought up match types. The one thing I realized is watching you guys play that the I Quit matches and these special matches are going to be based on submission or stamina sliders.
Yeah,
I can already see that they didn't separate the two. There's not like dumpster sliders. There's not that, right? It's just based into the submission sliders. So what I'm noticing is when you have an I Quit match or something like that, which I'm refraining from doing it right now so early because I also, with our controversy going on, with the Lord being possibly banned for like actually perma banned, we're trying to figure that out. And so I want to, before I buy the game, I want to show a little respect to him and buy the game. And then hopefully if he's not banned, we're back. But if it is, but anyway, but to answer your question about how those two, not to answer your question, but to bring those two numbers together, the 5 and the 8 together, I think that when we talk about making a cohesive show, it's going to be scary to think about if you want the casket match or the dumpster match or whatever match the I Quit match to go right. You also might have to sacrifice your character's submission sliders, right? Like the match may not be as cohesive as you want it to be, and it may box you in because they've expanded on the number of choices that slider depends on. So it's the dumpster match, I Quit, Inferno, all these things that depends on you and those submission sliders. I hope again, like everything goes well, but like you said earlier, if they're already giving us warnings where they're like, hey, listen, if you make a custom 3 stages of hell and your guy falls through and he's just deal with it. Speaking
of that, the ragdoll physics that we're getting is nice because now when they fall, they look like they're falling. I really like the fact that people are either waiting to buy the game or waiting to create because we've dealt with this. We know that the game needs to be patched a few times before it's going to be working. Yeah. And to go back to what I was saying earlier about like the move sequences or stuff, we love these new additions, but if they continue to go towards them too much, then it ruins the realism. Like, for instance, the managers removing the turnbuckle. Remember, like when it first came out, they were doing it 5-6 times a match.
Man, 25
until they passed
is crazy. Yeah,
like we like the new additions, but if it becomes too much, it can become a detriment. Other than something,
I believe the kids would say, "Chill,
like they're adding too many new additions for the sake of just pleasing people." Because like we have like places like I would have been fine with the same game, just fix the issues.
Stable, yeah.
Coach
said the same thing. He was like, just give me a game that works, and I don't care about all the extra stuff.
Everything, but like half of it's fucking broken, so.
Yeah, and that's how you know it's a cash guy. Like he said, I know we're supposed to be talking more in depth about it, but we're getting into the point of why a lot of us are running into issues, not just with the game, but with the community, because we all don't see this. Like this is a 100-sided dice that we're all looking at from a different angle, and it's a beautiful. I mean, this is untapped potential. Like I'm looking right into the face of WWE. You guys go live with your archive stuff, and you got all the previous pay-per-views, whatever, going live. You got 132 something people in the chat. No one's engaging with each other. It's all a bunch of fake people acting like Roman Reigns playing Efed in your chat. It's already an Efed. It's like they don't see the potential that we Atticus and everybody are bringing to the table, and all they want to do is give us, here's a dumpster match, light your character on fire, and
But
by
I
the
mean,
way, it's going to crash
they're gonna
32
cater
times
to
if
the-
you do
they're
it.
gonna-
Half the time, like they have the time for like lighting the tables on fire or anything else. It doesn't even work properly. I can't even remember a single time I've had someone go through an announce table on my show.
Well, we know they're making the game for the player, not the creator. We know they're going to make the game for the kids that are going to get mom's credit card and max it out and play John Cena versus CM Punk a million times in an Inferno match. I get it. We're a small group, but this group is every year. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill. Well, here comes a bunch more E-Fedders. Here comes more E-Fedders.
Yeah.
And now here's my point. This year's the first year with old Jen leaving that we got creation stuff patched right away, which they waited till patch 12 and 13 to fuck with that shit in the past. Plus, we're now getting tax. We're getting hair blending. We're getting all these creation things that we didn't really get. Could I sit here and give you a list of 50 things I wish they did? Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with, plus the last time they put this much new stuff into a game, and this will trigger some people, 2K20.
Oh,
and look what happened.
Oh, that definitely triggered me.
So many creation stuff is because a couple of the developers were actually part of the CAW community.
Yeah, exactly. And that's becoming more prevalent too. When they're talking about, there are people out there that use creations more or let the game play and use universe mode. That's why watch show mode, that shows that we're finally getting the attention we deserve.
Yes, that's what talk to them. When they put camera angles in here, I was like, oh, they speaking to my soul.
Solo's like me. He'll take the drone cam and fly it around and give your own angle.
And first off, we were the first to do it. Saudi Arabia took that from us. I don't hear nobody. Everybody's like, oh, drone cam. I was like, I just did this.
And shout out to Jakai for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
The watch show mode. Go ahead, Kelly. What?
Because there's a point in the conversation when you were all talking about how the game is basically a cash cow. Here's the thing. I've been in behind the scenes conversations with other people at times in live chats where how basically they're not going about things where maybe every few years they put a game out. It's beat by beat, year by year. We love that, and we only got a break in 2K21, all because of the issues and how
bad 2K20.
Yeah, 2K20.
Yeah.
There are certain good things like the Bray Wyatt compound and that Hell Arena that I know for a fact Mrs. Utaker loved to use a ton.
Yeah.
But with all the technical issues that plagued that game and made it such a dumpster fire, hence why it took as long as it did to even come out with 22.
Yeah, and they knew not to give us a trash game though, too, from the response.
I mentioned this to a few creators before. Like, honestly, I feel like what they should do is just give us like a single-based game with the ability to just go in and update the roster.
Sandbox mode.
Yeah,
a true sandbox mode.
I agree, and that's where a lot of these Fortnite, Roblox, these type of games end up being, where you do that. But here, I've heard a couple different philosophies on why they did this, just dogging us for money this year. The first one was, we're losing old gen, so no one with an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 can buy the game. So we're going to take a huge monetary hit there. So we got to make up for it with this ringside pass and dog you guys on it this time, which I'm sure there's enough that they're going to change it next year. Like the one thing I've heard over and over, give us the DLC after tier 1. That would get a lot of people to stop complaining. The second thing I've heard is that the contract for 2K is up pretty soon. So it could be, we've heard the rumors about going to EA, going to here, going to there. So a lot of people were saying now that I'm seeing on these videos of the developers or stuff saying this could be the last year this game is on this platform. So they're just going to we want to make as much money as we can this year because we don't know if EA or if it's going somewhere else.
Go to EA, they're the absolute worst when it comes
the only thing that'll save this, and we've talked about it on all these podcasts, is competition.
Yeah, honesty and competition, absolutely, Totes. When Totes and everybody, when me and him decided to do our whole SSU versus TCW thing, it was literally a brand versus a brand but we have to be careful to not put each other down the way real wrestlers. You don't just bury the star of the show because
that's
then
why I
the
do
owner.
these podcasts. I want to
Yeah, and
uplift
so
everybody.
when we're talking about them,
Yeah.
yeah, when we're talking about them doing this cash cow and money grab thing, I believe. Look at the way they responded to The Rock and the Cody Rhodes situation and the
if you
R-Truth
make enough noise,
situation. We run this community low key. All the little kids and stuff that play the game that are alone, when they find us, right, it's a little tender at first to get an 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old into it, but they fall in love with it and they're like, wait, my character's doing something with other people. It's like it's that same experience they get with Roblox, but with their favorite medium of wrestling, right? And even better, you don't even have to be good at the game. You just have to be a good person, and Blaze is going to make you a star. So when they look at us or they look at their consumer, they need to see the heat. Like, that's why I am the way I am. Like, I haven't bought the game yet. You're not going to tell me. You're not going to tell me anything because I
there's
already
even
know
like
Vince
McSham, who he has no community creations. We talked about Vince McSham. He has no. He can't get in community creations. He paid $150 for the game. They're willing to give him a refund, but he's like, I want to play the game, but it keeps crashing. It keeps doing this. And
he's got a whole community now that's suffering because of it, which in turn means WWE is suffering from that. So I understand.
Until there's another game out there that's based on creations, that doesn't even have to be like photorealistic. It just has to be, based on creations where maybe that will make them, step up. We're having this transition of these wrestling games could be going. So I just used AEA. I don't want to go to EA either. That's just an example. So Kelly and Atticus, is there anything else on this list that you wanted to talk about?
4 and 5 for universe mode, honestly, because like for the longest time, as few of you who are on my roster know, like I haven't used briefcases in CRW. The way I've had people earn different title shots is through like television-based titles based sort of around the TNA's format of the option C. But with the option that we have in 2K26 of like hiding superstars and like basically making the cash in secret and being able to happen like mid-match.
I love
that.
The mystery matches.
Yeah,
that adds to the show. It really does. It's like when they shut the doors on a theater and lower the lights.
For the longest time in 2K, like you couldn't make it a secret. You had to basically cash in at the end of a match. Couldn't happen during the match. So like being able to hide the cash-ins and all that.
Yeah, and if you're plugging it, and if you're live streaming and you're doing the editing while live, where nothing is hidden. Like if you're having set up who's attacking whom and during a match, or set up who's cashing in, that can't be. Now there's a chance of that being a secret. Plus, as Atticus was talking, as far as the briefcases, between the two of us, I've been the one mostly implementing the briefcase because I've got the Blood Money briefcases as far as certain title shots. So that definitely helps where you don't have to just announce it to people. Oh, by such and such time, someone's going to be cashing in for whether singles, tags, or trios.
Yeah. I love that too, because what they're talking about, Blaze, is a standard. They're talking about having a standard for their audience and for their show that they won't go below.
I want to give it to you. I want us to. We all morph and transform this game however we want it, but the idea is to give people like a TV experience. And, we want to do that, and like having the ability this year in 26 to hide, like have a mystery opponent, like where it's a shadow. Like when you set up your match in universe mode, now you can click mystery opponent.
So much for like storylines.
Yep.
For all our
so if I have a new character coming in, I don't have to spoil it whenever the pre-match photo comes up and go, yeah, that's who the surprise is. Now I can wait till they come out, or I can do more creative stuff. The chamber is really interesting. So you can have 2 people come out, and they're you can see their entrance, but the other 4, if you put them as mystery, there's black boxes around all 4 of the pods. So the pods are blacked
That's
out.
cool. That's cool.
So think about a storyline where you have these 2 people.
Basically, you could storyline one person versus a whole mystery chamber.
Oh, stop it. I'm already know LTD beam me up. The aliens are coming. This is going down.
So you got 2 guys fighting.
I love it.
but can they survive to win the match? Number one. But who are the other 4 coming out of the pods? We have no idea.
No
and I
clue.
love that. That mystery stuff adds such a new dynamic. So we got a lot of fixes in these areas. I know Totes was talking earlier today on his creation stream. He's using that hair color blending from us to everybody.
I was just about to say, I've seen a lot of videos where people look amazing.
Because you can even do like an old man where you can see his roots, but he's gray.
Oh, no, the hobo look is very popular.
All that stuff, man. It's so cool.
Efed has done live streaming of creation of other people's characters where we have a number of our own rosters. He was doing a certain hair color, and he was trying to do a certain blend as far as like black hair with blue, like from the top of the roots on down, like in a bowl cut.
Like some of the hairstyle, it's very picky with like what hairstyles it works with.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, I've only messed around with it a little bit, but that's quality of life adjustment for us to to have some of the crazy hairstyles that a lot of the women wear. And even the dudes, you want to give them frosted tips. We can do that.
It's just like going to the grocery store and they got 14 different brands of milk. It's like,
and I always say you want to make your character look unique. If you got default CAW B and he looks the same as 7 other fucking CAWs,
bro. Shout out to Clint. Shout out to
the Beast, my buddy Beast. I'm sorry, Beast. I
love B. Yo,
Beast is I use him as an example because even though he's very young, he understands this stuff very well. And I told him, I was like, listen, I had a character called Beast before, and your guy doesn't look like a beast. He looks like a normal guy. He looks like some dude in the street. I was like, so let's give him a crazy entrance gear and put him a crazy mask, make him look like a beast. And he's a smaller dude, but he's little beast. So
Spike Dudley.
Let's create a character. Let's add
all my characters and stuff. Like I always try and go above and beyond with the whole creation aspect. Like I'll make custom images, make custom attires for them and all that.
My man said
even with my arenas and stuff, you've seen some of my tribute arenas, my old Mortal Kombat ones and all that. I go above and beyond when it comes to
yeah, and I love that.
I appreciate that.
Everyone should, and that's where again, forget appreciating it though. It should be a moment where we shut it. I mean, listen, I know everybody's like, "Oh, Jordan, don't be mean." No, I'm shaming you, bro. Freaking shame.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I'm getting in there. I'm like, listen,
I want more people to be like you and Atticus, where you take pride in what you do. You're not just going to create Arena B and say, "Okay, there's my arena with my logo." You want to create an atmosphere. Atticus does a great job with that when he's doing his arenas and stuff.
He does.
You're taking time to make it look like, hey, I got this vision in my head of my universe, my world, my adventure, crazy fantasy world. I got to convey it into what I'm doing.
And and again, it's not a selfish transition. It's my world that I'm creating with you in it.
True.
It's one of those moments where I'm not sitting here being selfish. I see you in a positive light. And
my world does not exist without the rest of the people who are in it.
Yeah. Amen. And
I had something written down here where, because I like to talk, I like to get into it. I have a lot of drama in my universe where guys sometimes they buy tickets, as I like to call it, and they get upset because I have a bit of a hierarchy, but the hierarchy has nothing to do with me. The hierarchy has to do with the fact that move sets are being created. The game's getting more specific in its sliders. So now we've broken it down to where there is a hierarchy, where you can see it's not me. And that's where, again, support Atticus and Kelly. Support Eldo. The thing is thick so he can get the BBL. Support Blaze. Buy tickets to the show. I know he doesn't ask you guys to do that. It's not his job to do that. It's my job to do that. I am a big... I bought a ticket when I first came in here. When I came through the door, I'm like, listen, you guys got to understand. If you
help me skip a tier, season 2 pass, I'll skip a tier.
Right. We have to join together to combat what is the T1000, the robot, the man, the people. Hit the like button because we know YouTube's not ran by real people; it's ran by robots. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing that we're doing is based around, and I hope. One day, I know people have done it for me. I just hope that we have 30 people in this CAW call summit, 40, 50 people reaching out the branches. If only those 50 people were to come around for one day and be like, listen, share LTD out. Everybody share LTD out on a WWE thing. Flood. I tell people all the time when I'm just saying, I'm sorry, I'm talking, but when they go live, when WWE goes live, flood the chat. What are you talking about?
Well,
You're not Roman Reigns. What do you know about Brawlski? What do you know about
You're
Blake?
right, but let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah, throw it at me.
Here's where it becomes something that's tough to overcome to get more people. If you have 10 or more people in any of these Efeds, that's amazing because you got number one, it's going to be the people that are associated. Iffy dropping into the fun. Thank you, Iffy. Appreciate that. You're awesome. Appreciate you, Iffy. Thank you so much. We're going to unlock everything. You made me lose my train of thought now. What was I just talking about?
I don't know either.
Sorry,
I love it.
Talking about AI controlling YouTube. Now I'm thinking Skynet to mess with our universes.
Skynet will show you what's.
You threw me off. You threw me off, Iffy.
Again, it's a beautiful thing. You were saying. No, you were saying that when 10 or more people are in a show, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, so the tough thing is now. I mean, like I know Solo Totes have had this conversation. Like, how do we take this platform to another level and another step?
I love it.
There's a ceiling right now, and here's what I'm talking about.
That's a good point.
Here's what I'm talking about. I have 96 people on my roster. Sure, those people are going to come in. But to get people that aren't on the roster to continuously watch your show is not easy because they're not as invested in the show because they don't have a character on there. So I try to give people ways to be a part of the game, even though they're not on the roster. This is the toughest thing is to get over that 20 people to get into the 30s and the 40s is you have to find ways to make the audience that aren't in the game part of the show too. So I do roulette. Even if you're not on the roster, you can book a match. You book your dream match.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like that's going to be the true test going forward. Finding ways to get people to be interested in your product, even though they're not in the product. Because listen, you guys out there that have 20 or 25 people, that's ideal.
That's so good.
You can control that universe. My 96 is out of fucking hand. It's too much. But that's why I specifically do events. Like these triggered events because I have too many people to do tons of storyline stuff.
Again, I would support you, Blaze.
I want to be the hub where people test their CAW out against 90 other ones. That's my niche.
You know, just putting it out there. I know you said that you have it. You say it's out of control at 97, but if you were to have 10,000
Atticus
people,
knows it's not easy to have that many people.
No, I know it's not. That's why I would give
storylines with like all these people and stuff.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Like, because sometimes you do things that irritate people. Sometimes
you need to have a studio.
Yeah, it's much easier. Like, here's the other thing is and this is where my control freak comes apart. I know of other people that have really big feds that do get the 100 stuff, the SWWs and the ones that are out there to do, all this modded, it looks fucking amazing, and they get 100 people, but they do, they're pre-crafting the show to edit it. It only comes out once a month. And I've asked my people, I said, do you want me to do a pre-recorded show? I can do it. And it would be fucking incredible if I started getting into video editing, but you'd only have one show a month and you wouldn't be in your character would have a show once every 3 months. And I didn't want to do that to these people. So now they got a show every week. I have 4 shows, so I get everyone involved. So getting everyone involved is not easy. It's a juggling act. We talk about it a million times how, if you're in a company, you should get to know the person running it and respect how they're running it. And if you don't like how they're running it, go find a different Fed.
Yeah,
don't torture them.
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm trying to get at with you, Blaze, is that I see what you're doing and I respect it and I hear what you're saying. And I'm going to even big you up to, again, I always say you're the only platform I feel like that could support 10,000 people, but that would mean 10 or 20 of us would have to drop the Efed and go hang and press the button. He would be the one doing the talking. Hey, Solo, what do you think about hitting that door now? So I would do the sound or someone would.
Yeah, that's what
the production team would become a true production team.
Because there are people out there that have the bigger feds they have people work for them.
Yeah,
like this guy does all my shorts. This guy does all the music. This guy does this. I'm too much of a control freak, and I didn't want to pick. And I've had people offer, like, I'll do this. I was like, if I get these 3 or 4 people, then I'm alienating these people, and it's not so.
Right.
So I will take the burden of running the whole show, and it is a lot. If you do your own show, You can half-ass it and do it any way you want. I'll support you. But you're talking to someone who does digital collector cards. It does a website and updates all the history of the titles and does, I go the extra mile to try to give you everything you have with thumbnails, with posters to show you who they got the title, the website.
Oh
everything.
my God.
So
the nostalgia of seeing myself with hair from the
Yeah.
last CAW summit. That was
The
crazy to see
collector's cards are my
that.
favorite thing that you do, honestly. Just every year, just updating the roster, giving each person their own like cool badass trading card and all that shit.
People are like, well, you do 4 shows a week, like, and they're like, what about Monday? Let's do something. I'm like, dude, Monday and Friday, I'm sitting here doing work. I'm getting ready for the next show.
Right.
I'm updating someone's CAW. I'm answering a million DMs. Listen, when you got 90 some people, you got a lot of DMs, and I want them. If someone has a question, I'd rather you come to me in my DMs. Hey, I want to do this storyline. Hey, I'd like to feud with this guy. Hey, I want to redo this moveset. Hey, I want a new entrance. Whatever. Like, that's the interaction I love.
My DMs are open. Like, you have any ideas for
you got it. If you're a showrunner, you got to open it.
Like, DM us. Like,
yep.
We won't bite you.
Whole point is that if you want your character featured how you want, it's kind of on you in order for it to
Amen.
happen.
Amen.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end it the only way we can, with our final thoughts at the end of the day. I mean, it's kind of a good thing that these things end up being really long because we're so passionate about what we do. Like, bringing in all these content creators really fuels my fire. We talked about Totes and Totes wanting to be the best. And he was like, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone should want to be the best. And what it does to me, when I see someone else, it makes me want to step up my game. Like, oh, look how creative they're getting. I got to do better. Or I'm rewatching my show going, man, I keep saying the same thing over. I got to do better. So for anyone out there who thinks that Blaze puts himself on a pedestal or thinks he's better than anybody, it's not that. But I work very hard. There ain't too many people that put in the amount. Like, I have a situation personally where I'm financially stable. I'm at home all the time. I'm good to go. I got everything I need. This is what I do to, leave my digital footprint on this earth before I'm gone. When I'm gone, I want people to remember me as a guy who brought people together, got put into a shitty situation because of his health and was stuck at home, but turned into something positive by bringing people together that may have a physical or mental disability, or who are alienated, or who don't have any friends, or someone who's super creative and loves Dungeons and Dragons and wants to get creative with a game. Like, I want to involve all those levels and bring them together. We got such a great community. Like, you see all these logos, and there's a reason I want our pictures to be smaller so you can see all these logos all the time. This community was falling apart in 2019. There was so much, not the good kind of drama that Solo uses for his stuff. We had people going at each other personally, attacking each other, people getting swatted, people getting, trying to put people's addresses and stuff out there, trying to ruin people's lives, mass disliking shows to try to ruin people, get them to stop doing their Efed or their YouTube channel. But we got past all that. I had to take a little bit more of a leadership role and say, you know what? If no one else is going to grab that reign, I'm fucking grabbing it. Yeah. I'll be the leader. Yeah. I'm not better than anybody, but I'm here to say I will take the heat for you guys. I will be the one that, does these podcasts to bring people together and showcase other people. That's what I want to do. So we're going to start with Atticus and Kelly. You guys can each go at the end of the day. Your final thought.
Basically, following up into...
You have to start it at the end of the day, Kelly.
God. Damn it, you. At the end of the day, as far as it lead up into our official switch to 26, it's mainly going to be a mixture of us doing our regular shows for 25, as well as the maybe creation streams in 26. So it's that we're still going to be keeping up with the usual business for our companies, but not only are we dealing with creation for our own companies and our own characters, people have been coming to Atticus in particular, as well as others, to help them with creation of their own characters.
Love
so
that.
it's time consuming with that too. So
Dude, real quick before you keep going, that's what the community is all about. I mean, to hear that we're reaching out to each other to help each other with cause and help each other find out what that's the whole reason I do this. You know, other people that want to stream my rise or showcase or creation streams or match testing, that's how we all become better, because we're all learning together. This person might have found something that I didn't find out. Totes has showed me 2 or 3 things earlier today that I didn't know. I've showed those guys stuff. So that's a great point, Kelly. I love that. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I had to just add on.
I'm going to move this along to Atticus because he's got stuff to contribute.
All right, Atticus.
At the end of the day, I just want to say, as far as 26 goes, roster spots are available for CRW. I am going to be changing my format somewhat with the 200 roster spots and everything. I'm going to be more going towards like a Raw, SmackDown, NXT type format, to where the rosters are going to be probably split into different divisions and all that stuff. Everything is still going to be basically the same, but I'm going to basically give people an option of like, hey, what divisions do you want to be in? Like, where do you want to fight and all that? Try and basically split them up into the different shows, give each show its own world title or whatever titles are needed and all that stuff.
Love it.
So, I'm trying to evolve stuff and all that. So
this is the fun part, man. I mean, as much as we complain that, you know, we are basically creating the same stuff year after year after year, it gives us an opportunity to evolve our show too. Maybe have a new show, do a new arena, bring some new people in, get rid of some deadbeats that haven't been around for 3 months, just drop them, stuff like that. So this time right now, I'm excited because I'm going to go jump on 26. I'm going to work on some title belts. I'm going to work on an arena. You know, so I got something to do every day for the next month or so. And I love that this whole community has taken this wait to create, wait to start your show. Like, I know some shows are going to be in 26 within the next couple of weeks. That's fine. But for us to wait, we now know it's going to help us in the long run.
Yeah.
Anything else, Atticus?
Honestly, no. I mean, just show Solo and Blaze support as well as your other CAW creators in the chat. Like, you got a bunch of them just
He's a thug.
there.
And everyone's, dude, I'm like overcome with them.
Other ones, like, we try really hard to entertain each and every one of you the best way we can. So
Atticus does have a good show, by the way, too. They really do.
Yeah,
they do. They have a good show.
I mean, this is what I've always wanted this community to end up being: a bunch of people who support each other, who do different things, and just accept that nobody's perfect. We all try our best, and we all have different. Way ahead of you, what, Riley? What are you talking about, you son of a? All right, Solo. At the end of the day,
Just like what they just did, I wrote some things down. I want to say thank you. Because without you shaping the community back in 2K19, I would have never been funneled into the community that I found, right? Because you held the standard, people all didn't want to give you, again, the whole giving credit where credit's due thing is where we're kind of talking.
Yep.
But changing the atmosphere of the community is what brought me here. Out of the desperation of the glitches, out of the desperation of trying to communicate with the community comes greatness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, through the desperation, humans survive all the time. As you know, Blaze, when we go through trauma, when we go through something, you find a way if you want to. And so when someone has gone through something and you can see it in them, even if it's digital, that's where you say, congratulations. I see it in you. You've got the fire. And my situation is different, right? Like you said, being financially stable. Who cares?
Yeah.
You don't get you. He chose to do this, to put everything he had on the line, which I'm watching him hit his button, doing transitions. It has been 5 years in the game for me now, watching Blaze and coming up, streaming from a tent. Okay, being homeless, streaming from a tent, and going to my mom's house to upload the episodes when I had internet. And now I've got the PC. Now I've got the transition. I've got the mic. I've got the camera because someone set a standard for me to reach. Or I'd be sitting there still. tonight is, you got the commentator on, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I really truly care about algorithmic wrestling. So Blaze did this for the love of the game. That love is built on, and you don't build business off of a scam. You build business off of love. And so other people that do come into the community feel that love, no matter what angle we're looking at this 100-sided dice. It's a 100-sided dice of love. You go show love to Atticus and Kelly because they love the game. They love the sport of, in my opinion, what I like to call algorithmic wrestling. And without the community, again, giving credit where credit's due. And last thought, giving a little vitriol where some vitriol's due. It won't allow us to grow, unless we know where the pitfalls are and where the gold is. You'll send people like me who became a call creator in a show somewhere else. They'll go off somewhere else. You don't want to send people off into the distance. This is our little piece of heaven. Bring people into it. That's my final thought.
We are the game testers. We are the creators.
And they charge us $150 something to do it. I'm not.
So we are the future of the creation side of this game, where we're morphing it. And I'm glad to be a part of a community with a bunch of like-minded people that are understandable, that, hey, you might not like some of the people in the community, but you learn to work with them. And that I think is the best takeaway. I appreciate everybody who's been a part of the show. Next Sunday, it's a free-for-all. Everyone's invited back. We're going to just have a open discussion like we did here on 2K26 and the future of what we're going to evolve this industry into. It's an art form, and we got some creative, wonderful people and amazing minds out there. So I thank y'all, and I'll see you in the streams. We're out of here. Peace. Say goodbye, everybody.
Stay seasoned, everybody.